Mahabharata, Rise of Indraprastha and Arjuna's Dharma. From wasteland to wonder. Yudhishthira was crowned king of Khandavaprastha, a land no king desired. Dry earth, cracked ground, silent, lifeless. No rivers flowed, no crops grew, no people stayed. A kingdom in name alone. Yet the Pandavas did not turn away. The very next day, the Pandavas set out for Khandavaprastha. They were not alone. With them was Krishna and the great sage Vyasa. They journeyed north, across rough lands, through silence, through uncertainty, until at last they found it. A place, not yet a city, but filled with possibility. Vyasa stepped forward. Sacred fires were lit. Mantras echoed. The air itself seemed to shift. The gods were invoked. Krishna sat beside the sage, calm, focused, as if this moment had always been destined. And then Indra appeared. Not in thunder, not in fury, but in presence. "What do you seek?" he asked. Krishna spoke softly. "Bless this land. Let it prosper. Let it rise into something worthy of Dharma." And Indra agreed. The land was sanctified, touched by divine grace. Yudhishthira saw not what it was, but what it could become. Bhima saw a challenge to conquer. Arjuna saw a future to build. And Krishna saw destiny unfolding. He stepped forward, calm, certain. "This land," he said, "will rise. Not by chance, but by effort, by vision, by dharma." And so the work began. Forests were cleared, rivers redirected, fields prepared. What was barren slowly awakened. Homes were built, roads were laid, temples rose, echoing with prayer and purpose. Brahmins arrived, craftsmen followed, merchants, workers, families, people gathered. And soon, Khandavaprastha was no longer empty. It became Indraprastha, a city of beauty, of order, of prosperity, of promise. Krishna remained there for many days, guiding, observing, ensuring that what was built would endure. Draupadi served him with devotion, with respect, with warmth, with deep sincerity. And she became very dear to him. Time passed. The city flourished. And one day, a sage arrived, Narada. Yudhishthira welcomed him with great respect. He washed his feet, offered him a seat, and listened with full attention. Narada looked upon the 5 brothers, and then at Draupadi. "You are united," he said, "but unity must be protected." He spoke of balance, of discipline, of restraint, of dharma. 1 wife and 5 husbands? This must not lead to conflict, to jealousy, or to division. The Pandavas listened carefully, and together they made a vow. Each brother would spend time with Draupadi, one at a time. And if any brother entered her chamber while she was with another, he would leave for the forest for 1 full year. A rule of respect, a rule of control, a rule to protect their unity. Years passed. Indraprastha flourished. The Pandavas ruled with justice, with fairness, with Dharma. Their power grew, their name spread. They became an example of how a life of virtue leads to prosperity. But destiny does not remain still. One day, while Draupadi was with Yudhishthira, a Brahmin rushed to the gates, distressed, desperate, fear in his voice. "O king," he cried, "my cattle, my wealth is being stolen. How can this happen in the land of the Pandavas?" Arjuna heard the cry. Without hesitation, he moved. A Kshatriya's duty could not wait. His weapons were inside, in the chamber. He stopped. The vow or duty? Dharma or consequence? The Brahmin's cries echoed again. If he did not act, an innocent man would suffer. And worse, Yudhishthira's rule would be stained by injustice. Arjuna could not stand by while Dharma was questioned. He made his choice. Without fear, without hesitation, he entered. He took his weapons and he left to fulfill his duty. The thieves were defeated. The Brahmin was saved. Justice was upheld. But the vow had been broken. Arjuna returned. Yudhishthira praised him for protecting the innocent, for upholding Dharma. But Arjuna bowed his head. "My king," he said, "grant me permission to leave for the forest. As we have vowed, I must accept the consequence." Yudhishthira stepped forward. "The scriptures allow this," he said. "A younger brother may enter when duty calls. You acted not for yourself, but for Dharma. This is no sin." But Arjuna remained firm. A vow was a vow. Dharma was not convenience. It was commitment, even when it was difficult, even when it came at a cost. And so, without regret, without hesitation, Arjuna left into the forest for 1 year. Not in exile, but in honor. The story continued. If you're enjoying this journey through the Mahabharata, don't forget to subscribe to ASA Hindu Wisdom. Like this video and share it with those who love the ancient stories of Bharat.